Hey everyone, this is Ricky with Spoiler Force Podcast, courtesy of Popluck Podcast. You can find more episodes of Spoiler Force Podcast on Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, YouTube, or on Facebook at facebook.com/popluckpodcast.
Spoiler Force Podcast! I choose you!
It's a LP beat.
Alright, so this is episode 23, I believe.
This is why I never numbered our episodes when we were doing potluck. After 10, I'm like, never mind.
Damn it, I forgot to look that up. Hold on, give me a few moments here. Let me just make sure I got the right episode. No! Episode 23 was a week and a half ago. This is episode 24. I'm losing my mind right now. What the hell? Okay, again, this is episode 24 of Spoiler Force Podcast. My name is Ricky. Thank you for listening. As you heard just now, I have my returning guest and Popluck Podcast's very own Andrew Lee with me. Unfortunately, I did not get Joaquin on the podcast, which was supposed to be last Thursday. It didn't happen because she was in Thailand on vacation, and she was pretty busy, and I didn't want to rush her or anything. But again, Junghoon, thank you again for even showing interest in the opportunity, and I do hope that we get to work with each other in the future. I'm looking forward to it because I know that she's she's still down for it, but she's just busy because she has her store and everything. And also, by coincidence, Andrew and I were both not super under the weather, but we're recovering from it. On my last episode, I was coughing still. Now it's I'm nasally now, and I'm still getting over my cough, which is why you're gonna hear this sometimes in the podcast, because Andrew and I will be reaching in to get cough drops in the cough drop bag. Actually, you know what? Let me just lace them out right now.
Yeah, my throat's just kind of, I think it's feeling something.
Yeah. So, but hopefully I do get better. Hopefully I do get better this week. Because Friday I will be having Van Brooks on the podcast, by way of Facebook audio chat, and I'll be recording through that for the podcast on Friday, which will be episode 25. I'm looking forward to that. And obviously he is too, because he's been sharing some of the posts as well, and we've been in contact just to make sure that everything's scheduled and everything's going fine and running fine, and making sure we don't have anything that's going to stop the podcast from happening. And also this past weekend I was at this Lee New Year, right? Surprisingly enough, there were some people who recognized my work, which, I mean, I don't want to brag or anything, because this is not, my podcast here is not it's not major or anything. This is strictly independent. But I got 4 or 5 people who were like, "Hey Ricky, nice job in your podcast," and to those who came up to me that weekend, thank you. It means a lot to me to know that there's people listening, and I don't care if you don't share it or not, but the fact that you're even listening to it is means a lot to me. Because it makes me feel okay, so my work's not really going to waste. Let's just get through this, man. Holy shit. Okay, so first of all, I just want to talk about Demon Slayer again. I know I had an episode where me and my cousin Lee, we spoke about and reviewed what we thought about the first season and the manga and all that. You can check that out on episode, I believe that's episode 22 on Spoiler Force Podcast. It's available on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, all that.
It's 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. But the reason I bring this up is because Andrew recently just caught up with this stuff. And now I got someone else I could talk to with about Demon Slayer.
It only took me a while, but
I know, I felt kind of bad because I was like, "Did you read this yet? Did you read this yet?" You're I'm still binging at work.
I think it was last week I was doing 10 chapters a day, and then the last, I ended up reading 10 chapters in an hour and a half. My fiance was just sitting there watching me at work, watching me read it. I caught up.
Now, what do you think of it overall so far? Now that you're up to date with the manga.
It's good. I mean, like I just when it comes to the upper moons, I just thought that some of the fights would have more of a meaning, and the main character Tanjiro's only like fought maybe a few of them, and not even the big bad ones like the the first upper moon. He's supposedly the strongest one, but somehow it's not him that's fighting him, and he's dead now. So
yes, and he got killed by the wind pillar, rock pillar, and pretty much 3 pillars, and then
people who to us weren't as maybe besides the wind pillar is the one that we're more familiar with.
Right, you see a different side of him in this fight because up till now you see that he's a dick up until he fights Upper Moon 1.
Yeah, I mean, because the first time we were introduced to the wind pillar, like he had no memories, so he didn't really have a personality.
No, that's the mist pillar.
Oh,
wind pillar is Shinazugawa.
Okay, I was talking about the mist pillar.
Oh, okay,
the mist pillar was the one that and now he's.
You could just say it.
Oh yeah, spoiler. He's dead.
Yeah,
he's dead. So hey, if I spoil it for you, then I mean you kind of fell into, you listened to this anyways. So.
No, the thing is, Andrew thinks Genya is dead. I don't think so. I think Genya's gonna come back.
They're saying they're you see both their bodies. He's cut up in half, dude. And he's like split right in the middle. Split right in the middle. I mean,
but it's Genya, dude. Like he can't just get killed off like that. I think. If anything, I think he's gonna come back.
That's what I thought about Jiraiya when he died, because he just kind of fell in the water. But then I guess he's dead. So
I don't know. We'll see. Limong thinks that Nezuko is gonna have some sort of part of it, but I don't think so. But I think the fact that Genya ate the hair and the sword of Upper Moon 1, I think that's gonna kick in.
Did he? Because all the Upper Moons have like a significant way of dying. Didn't he just get his head chopped off?
Yeah. Well, they chopped off his head and he came back, but then I think like he saw his face in the reflection of the sword, and then he just pretty much kind of like Akaza did. He just let go and then he died.
He just didn't want to regenerate anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
And plus, like
I guess
the Mist Pillar's sword was stuck in him, and he couldn't regenerate from that. So apparently the Mist Pillar's sword had something to do with it. I don't know. The thing is, like, the latest chapters, they talked about, like, the blade being red. And that's, like, apparently the red blade is what can kill these powerful demons. So I'm not too sure about that yet either.
I mean, each of the colors represent something, though, right? Did
they
mention that? I mean,
they talked about it a little bit.
The sword maker was, like, saying, he's excited to see what color Tanjiro's sword is black, and he was disappointed in that. Yeah,
I think it's because Tanjiro, his sword was black because it wasn't the right fit for him. He's also the descendant of the Sun Breather, and the sword he got from that dummy, that's actually, I believe, that's Zurichi's sword.
Yeah, was that black too?
No, it's a red blade.
Red blade?
Yeah, it's a red blade. So right now, Tanjiro's sword right now is red, and then he's got the sword guard of the fire pillar. So that's pretty cool.
You know what was a throwaway for me though? Remember when he actually passed the exam or the final after he killed that demon in the forest and grabbed the ore for his sword. It's like he sniffed it out, meaning
right, he chose it.
He chose it so because he's somehow all the other ores weren't really fit, and then they kind of, to me, I felt that was a throwaway because of why would he do that if in the end that sword broke anyways, right?
Right.
And they don't really ever come back to it. Maybe it's stronger than the other ones, but it's just like, what the heck? All right, and it breaks, and then that's
right. Yeah, I was hoping for more of an explanation on that.
Yeah,
too.
And they never explain it. So I mean, maybe hopefully they bring it up, but then at the same time that sword broke. So
right, there's really no point.
Yeah, and obviously he has a new sword.
Yeah, the first one he had broke, and then he threw the sword at Akaza, and then he had another one that chipped.
Yeah, so it's a different sword. So
right.
So basically, and that one's black too, right?
Yeah, but then the swordsmith were saying that it wasn't because of the sword, it's because of the guy who was making Tanjiro's sword. He's not good, which is why the sword keeps breaking too. So I don't know. There's like bits and pieces of everything.
I guess. I mean, I just felt like that's the only part of the whole show that kind of gets me. Because all right, what's the point of it?
Right. What the colored blades and stuff? Because like even Inosuke's swords, they're like an indigo black. Like he has it and it kind of matches his characteristics where it's like beast like. But I don't know.
It's just all sniffing out the
Right.
the rocks. That's what kind of gets me. It's like, what's the point of that? And I said
There's more to this.
there's gotta be more to it. Like, and then it's like, okay,
It's symbolic.
Because I thought, okay, that sword would have been like the best sword ever made, or
Right.
the best rock, and it's nothing. I mean, even Zenetsu's sword's still
Right, he still got the same sword.
Got same sword. Well, Inosuke's swords. Well, I mean, it's not the same sword, but
Right, but he still got like the dual blades.
Yeah.
And his swords haven't broke yet. But yeah, man, like Demon Slayer, I'm kind of glad that you were caught up with this because I got someone else to talk to about Demon Slayer with.
And I guess since we're on the topic of the upper moons, and we're all caught up, it's like, do you think that Upper Moon 4 is actually really the new Upper Moon 4? Is really the strongest one? Because like I'm looking at it, okay, well, that's the only upper moon that's left.
Yep.
Every other upper moon's gone, especially like the ones that are higher ranked, and she's newer.
Yeah, she was the new recruit because she was at the end of the season finale too.
Yeah.
And then her ability is that she can change the environment around her. So every time she plucks the string, the fortress changes, or at least the map changes. So
and I'm looking at the ones who are fighting her, like, because she's Upper Moon 4, and the ones who are fighting her now, who was it again? It was
the snake pillar and the love pillar.
And I think only one of those are really established to us. So like more, like the love pillar is the one that we've seen most of. Snake pillar, obviously, we've seen not so much of them. I wish they would have. I guess I wish that they would have used stronger pillars or Tanjiro
To fight the Upper Moon 4.
Yeah, but I guess it makes sense. They're all this show's called Demon Slayer. It's not Tanjiro and the Demon Slayers.
So, sounds like a band.
Yeah. So it's like, I guess it makes sense that each Demon Slayer gets a chance to fight Upper Moon, and they happen to just be pillars. And I mean, and also imagine if Tanjiro actually killed them all. I guess people would just be like, he's too OP.
Right.
But I guess it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, like, man, I would have liked it if maybe save Upper Moon 1 till later.
Right, because Upper Moon had more like that Madara feeling, right?
Yeah.
Where you think he's going to be he was a tough fight, but you think his fight's going to be more significant.
You think Muzan got kind of desperate after they all got killed off? Because we got a new Upper Moon 6.
Well, yeah, which was Zenetsu's elder. He was the new one.
Was it his cousin or his brother?
No, like he's just like his elder. Like they were the same students under the same teacher, so like it was his elder student.
So you think Muzan's getting desperate, or he's able to actually pick and choose who?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, because he's obviously is like the first Upper Moon, new Upper Moon, and besides the fourth one in like hundreds of years, and there's no more Lower Moon.
Right.
So obviously he got promoted. Obviously he wasn't a Lower Moon.
He was recruiting. I think that's what it was really. I think he was just trying to recruit more. And then with the new Upper Moon 6, before Zenitsu killed him, he was also a swordsman too.
Yeah.
So having Upper Moon 1 give him the blood was kind of significant in a way because they're both demon slayers who turned demon.
Yeah. Which is probably why he got promoted quickly, because he knew how to use breaths.
Yeah. So I think that was pretty major. But they didn't dive too much into that because pretty much right after Zenitsu killed him, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, they just want to give Zenitsu something badass to reflect on.
You gotta admit though, man, that panel was fucking awesome. His 7th form, Breath of the Lightning God or something like that.
The one that he made up himself?
Yeah.
It's like, what? Did Grandpa teach you this? What the hell, man?
Dude, it was so freaking sick because the thing is Zenitsu, he wasn't asleep. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He was awake the whole fight. And then Inosuke's fight. I know you like that one because his background got told during the fight too.
Yeah, you kind of feel more sympathetic of him, but then at the same time he cared, and then he didn't care because he barely knew his mom. He's like, why should I care so much? And then the song was like being sung to him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think like he doesn't care at first, and I think when he just sits back and think about it, I think he kind of realizes that, okay, so this whole time my mom kind of did love me, and I don't know
She was
her.
just a hoe.
Right, she wasn't just some random person, Like
she was a harlot in this case.
Right.
She needed a place to stay. I mean, her husband was kind of whatever, but and then the second moon, right?
Yeah, Upper Moon 2.
Upper Moon 2 took a liking to her, wanted to keep her alive, but she was like, I can't do this.
Right, because he was killing people in front of them.
You think he was banging her?
I don't know. I don't know if upper moons do that.
He kept her around for some reason. He kept her around and wasn't planning on killing her.
I think he kept her around because she was pretty, which is like Inosuke's face was so like that's why he was so drawn to Inosuke. He's like, I know your face because I knew a woman that looked just like you. I think what happens is like once they turn demon, they don't remember being human, but they still have like all those emotions and all those like triggers and all that like the cravings of what they want with demon cravings too.
Yeah, but I did like that story of Inosuke, and it just sucks that what's her name died.
Shinobu.
Shinobu died. I was like, I didn't really expect that. I was very hoping for. I mean, to me, I always looked at it as like if someone's gonna die, I want it to be like I expect it to be like very, very sad. Maybe in the anime it's gonna be sad, but when reading the manga, I'm just like she just gets sucked into his body.
You're right, yeah, because she was gonna.
And no one's there to watch it.
No. Kanao was there,
but like right when she was about to.
Like Kanao caught like the ending of it, right when he like crushed her, and she saw that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, man, I don't know if I can really. Maybe like I said, maybe the anime would be different, but like this one's kind of like I wasn't as like.
It was more direct about it.
Yeah, I wasn't like, wow, it was like a Walking Dead death.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you know, this character. Like I just remember watching the show, and like, you know, they just kill out the character without any warning. It's like this one's kind of like the same thing. She died, no warning. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought,
shit.
Oh dang! Like, I thought she was a pillar.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna like somehow come back out and like, all right, I got you. And I got you from. I mean, obviously that played into how they beat him, but like you know the whole poisoning him, like her blood poisons him and.
Yeah, but like it was a quick death pretty much.
Yeah.
To put it that way, like he just crushes her and then he eats her and then
Yeah, and it's also the fact that she was also someone that was established.
When you find out why she is so angry, it's because of him too.
Yeah.
And then like she gets killed.
It's funny how all these demons all these demon slayers happen to be finding a demon that has some kind of connection to them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just entertainment in general. They always have to come back to the alright, why do we have to have them fight? But it's just a coincidence. Like why does it always have to be some coincidence? Like Senetsu with his elder, and then her with the person who killed it.
And the same thing with Inosuke with Upper Moon 2 and all that, and you know it's a lot of foreshadowing and a lot of imagery. So I can see why they do that too. But again, this Demon Slayer story is phenomenal. So to anyone who's not watching it, you should watch it and then read the manga. And if you're listening to this episode, we just spoiled a shitload of more Demon Slayer stuff. Yeah, no, but speaking of slaying demons and shit and turning into fucking vampires, DCeased number 5, man. Was it? Yeah, it was this month. DCeased 5.
Yeah, everyone dies.
What a fucking issue though, man. Because like
I told you I was right.
You called it.
Yeah. I mean,
you called it.
You look at it. I think Wonder Woman was gonna die next, the last issue.
I think so.
But all basically all the Trinity, all the main Justice League heroes are all dead now. Like the Flash is dead. Superman's now dead. Lex Luthor's dead. Yep. Batman's been dead.
Yep. Green
Lantern's been dead. I mean, now you have Green Lantern Canary.
Yeah, Aquaman's dead too.
Aquaman's dead, and Aquaman's death was actually not really as, you know, impactful. But he died.
Yeah, no, he died in a crazy way though. Like
yeah.
He wasn't as impactful, but he got jumped.
Yeah, it wasn't like he didn't have a moment.
Yeah,
you know. So he's dead.
I think Cyborg's still alive.
Cyborg's alive.
But Martian Manhunter's dead too.
Martian Manhunter's dead. The tie-in is I think Constantine was the only one alive in that one. Who was it?
He left alive with Zatanna and
Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
And then the first people who was trying to recruit him was Darkseid's kids.
Yeah, Mr. Miracle. And then I don't know any of the New God stuff, but
and Blue Beetle is dead.
Blue Beetle, Booster Gold's dead. Well, he's. I mean, technically he is dead, but he got erased out of time.
Oh yeah, but Superman's death. Like I guess it was a good way to die. I guess. You know, it's like
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I thought the fact that how he died was a good way to send him off because usually we don't ever see Superman die in any of the comics really, unless it's like a major event. Death of Superman's obviously one of the big ones, but usually Superman doesn't die. He just kind of goes to sleep and comes back.
Yeah, this one he's
and in 52 Superman died too. But then they merged them anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Well, this one, like, he knew he couldn't catch up with the Flash because at this point in our comic book history is Flash is the fastest no matter what anyone does. Superman's fast, but he's not the fastest because Superman doesn't have the speed force on him. Superman knew he couldn't keep up with him, so he just collided with him.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part. And if you read the DCeased panel or the comic, the panel shows like Barry Allen's like fingers and shit. They're all like crushed inside Superman. And then Superman, because of his abilities, he can fight off the infection, but he's still gonna turn anyway. And then like one of the I don't know if it was Lois who was narrating, but the narration was like, if he left without saying his goodbyes, he probably would have been able to escape and like die off somewhere far. But he said his goodbyes to everyone. So now you got the new Superman, who's Jonathan Kent, the new Batman, Damian Wayne, and the new Flash, Wally West.
Yeah, Damian's even wearing the Batman suit.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not Batman. And you know what's funny? Bring that up, Lex Luthor was like, I am the smartest... Wait, Batman's dead, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, confirm.
It's like confirming that Batman was the smartest man alive.
Right.
So, yeah, everyone's gone. The next one's the last one. I'm hoping that the end results of this event is going to make me happy. Because obviously, Heroes in Crisis pissed me off.
Oh, yeah. Pissed me off.
Doomsday kind of still pisses people off, so...
I gotta say, Doomsday Clock 11 made it up for me, even though it was a recap.
Yeah,
but
I
like
really yet.
It's just the last pages, man. When you see Superman and Dr. Manhattan face off.
Okay,
I think that's it.
So the next one's gonna be the final finale.
Yeah,
it ends up being a 2.5 year, 3 year event.
Right, that's what I'm saying. For those of you guys who don't know, the fucking Rebirth series was supposed to save DC, man. And with Doomsday Clock, this was the big event.
All these reboots and retconning was for comics in general. Like this whole past half decade, was supposed to save Marvel, DC. Okay, those two major ones because they're the only comic book.
That's like that keeps retconning over and over.
Yeah, they're the only comic book companies that are are its own universe right now.
Yeah.
So obviously it's like they keep rebooting everything, and it's not helping them. So.
Well, the thing is, it's like it's how they're rebooting them. Because like Rebirth barely was 2 years, not even.
Yeah, and then before that was Convergence, which Convergence was like not even. They tried to fix everything.
Yeah, and then like. It went from Rebirth to like this whole soft retcon of what just happened.
They just took the Rebirth name off of it and just kind of like...
Yeah, they just kind of went on and they're like, all right, we got Heroes in Crisis now. How are you going to have Heroes in Crisis during the same time as Doomsday Clock? And that fucked everything up. But yes, enough with the rant here though. With DCeased number 5 though, Superman sadly dies and the last panel is just...
He probably should have just flew to the sun.
Yeah.
Or Red Sun.
I don't know. That's what people were saying. Like on some of the Reddit stuff, they were like, he should have just flew to a star.
Because when he did that when he did an All-Star Superman, he got cancer or Superman cancer. It was enough to where he died.
Right.
But yeah,
they Rick Grimes him, man, and I mean honestly, I felt like that was a good death for him.
I would say they Rick Grimes him because with Rick Grimes' death, it's a little bit. It's like a Walking Dead death. It just happened. You didn't expect it to happen. It wasn't really, you didn't see it coming, it happened.
Well, I kind of didn't really see it coming. You mentioned it, but I was like, I'll wait. You already saw it coming, but for me, I felt like, to me, they Rick Grimes him, for me, at least. Because
we're talking about the comic book Rick Grimes death or the show Rick Grimes death?
The comic book.
Okay.
Rick Grimes death. Like, Rick Grimes' death was coming already. Everyone knew that. It's just how he died. Yeah. And that's how I see it. It's like, it's how you see Superman die. I felt like I wasn't expecting him to get killed off in this issue. I thought it was gonna be more like the finale where he gets killed off. But now that he's dead in issue 5, we got one last issue.
They're gonna fight Superman.
I don't think so. I think
because he's still anti-dead or anti-life.
Right.
Or what were we calling it? Zombie? He's zombified.
Right.
Yeah. And he's in space, so he's probably gonna be
He's probably gonna be flying to different worlds
and destroying them.
My prediction for issue 6 was, I think I told you it was, I think it's gonna be Jonathan, Damien, and Harley. Obviously because Harley's still alive.
I don't know if Harley's gonna do anything. Just because like she's more focused. Her and Ivy are kind of
right. They're
together, and they're not really doing anything. And so I think it's just gonna be because they've it seems like they're revolving around Lois Lane, Damien, and not Connor, Jonathan.
Yeah. You know, and there's still Black Canary, who's the new Green Lantern now too.
Yeah, her and Ollie.
Yeah, and they're still around too. So, I mean, there's still some other heroes around, but I don't think it's gonna be a tough one to predict because it's the last issue.
And that tie-in might play a part too.
Yeah, with Constantine.
So, it's basically the ones that you don't really expect to save the world is gonna save the world.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm excited though. This next issue, I'm excited for it. I mean, honestly, I felt like this could have been a 12-issue run, but having it be 6 is more. I guess it's easier to read, you know, and it's not so packed with too much detail either. It's straight to the point.
I'm happy it's just 6.
Right.
I don't want to be like a year.
Not. Oh no, that'd be terrible. 12 issues not too bad, but imagine if it was like a ongoing series, like how like Injustice is. It'd be too much.
Injustice is done now, right?
I think technically they're done.
Yeah, because it was mainly for the game.
Yeah.
And normally, because like the first Injustice run was up to the point where the game actually started.
Yeah.
So I don't know how the second one is. I haven't beat the second one.
I don't know either. I think I saw the CGI clips on YouTube, but
yeah, it was because what's his name Brainiac was invading. So
I think it came down to the choice of Batman or Superman. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
No, but that's pretty much it for DCeased. I mean, I just wanted to talk about this because DCeased this year was probably the book that caught everyone off guard. No one was expecting it to be this good.
You know what's funny? I almost didn't collect DCeased just because I love Batman. Like the first cover was like Batman.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, another Batman story that I'll probably because I'm at the point where I'm kind of slowly reducing my books and my pull list, and it's just and all right, well, it's hard for me to get rid of Batman. So, but I saw Batman a couple times. All right, maybe I'll try just this one because it seems okay. So I added it and okay. I'm happy I read it.
Yeah.
But everything else now is just everything's kind of there's nothing out there right now that's actually keeping me besides the last night on Earth. It's the only thing that's kind of all right, man, what's going on now?
Oh yeah, and there's one more issue of that, and you got to read Harleen, dude. That first Harleen issue was pretty good.
I'm slowly reading it. I think I'm on the first couple of pages.
Yeah, that first one was pretty good. And then I recently got the Joker Harley Criminal Insanity one.
Yeah, I decided not to get that.
Yeah, I mean that one is it's a smaller book, but the fact that it's Black Label, so I just bought it because of it.
Yeah, I decided not to get. I'm trying to slowly not get anything, and then now the Teenage Heroes and Power Rangers are finally
December, dude.
It's like the sequel to the last one. The last one, did you read it?
Was there a last crossover?
The Batman and Ninja Turtles.
The Justice League.
Yeah, Justice League and
yeah, I got that one. I got that one.
Yeah, where they tease Alpha as Brainiac.
That's a good twist.
And I was like, okay, well, they gotta come back, and it's been 2 years, and they're like, all right, finally. I don't know if they're gonna come back to that.
I got Amy Jo Johnson to sign my Art Journal variant, which I kind of regret because she was a bitch.
Yeah.
No, but this TMNT Power Rangers one, the artwork looks really good, which I like.
They're probably gonna go with.
Did you read the synopsis I tagged you in?
No, not yet.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, go ahead. It's a synopsis. It's not a spoiler, right?
No. The synopsis is that Tommy joins the Foot Clan.
Okay.
Yeah, so Shredder gets the Green Ranger, and then the Power Rangers and the TMNT, they had to go and get him. That's pretty much it.
So it's kind of going back into the Green Candle series arc in the show.
Pretty much.
Turns evil again.
Yeah. I mean, Tommy is now I I find it better that he's a villain now. I don't really like him as a hero anymore. Now that these books have been like retconning him, and especially with that big arc from last year, the
Heroes of Grid or whatever.
The Shattered Grid.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I got kind of lost.
It was just too much.
Yeah, because it was crossing over between 2 books, and there's like some other, and then like the Free Comic Book Day books too, and then like they're just crossing over so much. I'm just like, I don't even know where I'm at. I don't know what issue they're reading because I took a break from actually reading and I still collected it, and I forgot what issue I'm on, and I gotta be like, all right, now I gotta look at the chart to see what one goes in what order. And
did you see the covers I tagged you in? There's like, it's like a tribute to the helmet, but it's the TMNT helmet.
I'm trying to not like go after them.
If it's a B variant, you should definitely get it.
Yeah, I might. I think I might just grab if they have a Ralph Tommy helmet. I might do that.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't know if I want to do. I'm just gonna collect one, or I might just wait for the. No, I might just wait for the trade.
Right, and get all the covers in the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of like all this stuff too, like with the crossovers and just DCeased and all that as well. And let's see, how am I gonna bridge Power Rangers to fucking? Okay, speaking of teamwork, Titans. The last time we discussed Titans, it was episodes 1 and 2, and we left off where we were critiquing the hell out of Bruce Wayne, and how you were like, he should actually just be Alfred because he looks nothing like Bruce.
I'm not convinced that like he can move like Batman. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just because I'm looking at him, he's balding and he doesn't seem like a playboy millionaire. You know, like
he just looks too content to be Bruce.
Maybe we'll see in the next episode because next episode is about him.
Yeah, it is titled Bruce Wayne. It is.
So, Chancellor, he might end up being the one who's telling the Titans what to do.
The last episode was Connor Kent, but the episode before that they teased where Jason Todd gets kicked off the building, or he slips off the building from Dick Grayson's hand, and it's pretty much leads up to Connor Kent. And I mean, for episode, let's just like give an overview of episodes 3 and 4 first before we get into the whole Connor Kent stuff. What did you think of it overall? I mean,
dude, I like it. I like the fact that they're probably going to the Judas contract, or is it Judas or is it
Judas? Because Terminus was there was Judas, Lazarus, and then Terminus.
Yeah, so they're going to like at least because Deathstroke has something
right
against them hunting the Titans down, which you don't know if that's what his mission was. Obviously, it's a failed mission because he's out of retirement because obviously Jason Todd was an idiot and was like, hey, we're back.
Yeah, Titans are back, bitches.
We're back, bitches, and that triggered. Oh man, I gotta come back
and that's why I hate like Jason Todd so much because they make him. I mean, they make him hateable as a character.
He's a combination of Damian Wayne and Jason.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's such a tool.
Yeah, but then now they revealed what the last episode was. Dick was like, I know you're not really after the team, you're after me. Because before, when we go to the Aqualad episode,
yes,
the ending of that was a cliffhanger in itself that we won't know till like probably later on in the series. Meaning, Dick Grayson did something, or he probably recruited Jericho.
Yes, they mentioned Jericho too.
So Jericho was the mute kid that Dick Grayson probably took him in. Something probably happened to him, or I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he didn't do anything to Jericho. I'm pretty sure he didn't kill Jericho. I think took Jericho away from Deathstroke.
That was a twisted scene though, like where Dick Grayson's like talking to Jericho, like everything's normal, and then he just like you see his face change to where like he's about to go and kill him.
Yeah, I would say like that. He's not gonna kill him.
I mean, I like that twist though. Yeah. You never see Grayson in that kind of like
not
distraught,
not like Batman trying to go undercover and
and trying to like really pin someone down and trying to like get answers.
Yeah, meaning I think that with that being said, I think Dick did hide the fact that he actually went and met Jericho. He kept away from the team because obviously
the team's still upset about him. They're upset at him. for sure. Even with Aqualad's death, they were upset with Dick about that because at the end it was still Dick's decision to say, "Go," you know.
Yeah, so I think Jericho is alive, but I think he's probably maybe he's pissed off at Dick because obviously he messed Deathstroke's plan up with Jericho.
Probably.
But who knows? Because they were hiding from. I assume from the beginning of the episode they were hiding him, and his mom, or was it his mom?
Yeah.
Was hiding from something.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this season 2 with that I like a lot is that they're really good with the secrets this season, and they make you think like, okay, so what's the next lead up to what, and everyone's so secretive in this season, and we discussed this on our chat on Facebook. We're like, why didn't they make this the season 1? You know, if season 2 is season 1, this would have been fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, that's like to think the first season was experimental, which is stupid. I mean, it's still like I want to like probably use this transition to like why I didn't like the Connor episode. But yeah, it's I don't know why they didn't do it, because this one now it seems like a CW show now, like what we liked about CW show.
Yeah.
And now the CW show is kind of where they're at now, but it's like, all right, they seem like they have an idea of what they're doing because they learned from the lessons from the first season. They know, all right, let's change Starfire, but now I think I can actually defend Starfire's look from the first season because she was undercover and she had to look like a trashy person. But then it's like I think they learned and they're like, all right, well let's try to, you know, retcon something, and all right, Beast Boy's gotta be more serious,
right, instead of goofy. And I do like his new look, even though it's just the dyed green hair. I mean, like the haircut itself makes a huge difference of his character, and he looks more mature as
I think he matured, grew up because of what happened to them.
Yeah,
in the first season, so it's good. It's just that, you know, I think that whoever edited the Connor episode or wrote the Connor episode kind of didn't learn from the mistake, because obviously they have a different writer each episode. The Connor episode looked exactly like the first season, which I didn't like.
It was like all dark and shit.
All dark and all blue, and the reason why I didn't like the Connor episode, I mean, to me, I just thought the acting was very bad. They just kept repeating everything over and over again. It felt like a contradiction of everything. Like that lady and Connor, they just kind of repeated the same shit over and over to each other. Like,
yeah.
It's like this. Every other scene, it's literally the same line.
Like, why are we doing this? Why am I here? What's going on? That type
it's
of
like
shit.
You're here. You're Lex Luthor, Superman. You're a project. Blah blah blah. I'm not the bad. Like I'm the bad guy. No, I'm not the bad guy.
Who am I? What am I?
Who am I? It's the same thing. They repeated that to each other all episode.
Yeah.
And I got so annoyed. And maybe if I was watching by myself, I'll have a different mindset of it. But I was showing my cousin Rocky, and they don't watch the show, so this is probably the worst one to start them at. But it's like I'm watching it, and he's laughing at how bad the acting is, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, her acting is bad, like terrible. It's like indie acting, and then like the setting, like I said, the color was kind of weird. It looked like a fan film. Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from with that. For me, overall, I thought the episode was actually pretty good.
Yeah, my cousin even said Nerdy End got good because it seems like, all right, well, the Connor episode was probably being filmed the same time as all the other stuff. It's just kind of like, it just seems as if, all right, now he's meeting up with the Titans. All right, let's just add him in. Like that episode seemed like a offshoot project, like off to the side. All right, you guys shoot this stuff. We'll shoot this stuff over here. You guys edit your stuff. We'll edit our stuff over here. And then once we have that episode where we need them together, we'll bring them together and add them into the story. Yeah, it just seems like that.
But no, what about this Connor episode though? I mean, besides the whole backstory of Connor Kent, which I do like the fact that they brought up the fact of him and Superman and Lex, and they brought up a little bit of Lex's past. Fucking Crypto, dude. Like that shit was. I mean, the animation wasn't all that, but the fact that they let Crypto get involved in the episode, I thought that was fucking wonderful. And then I felt so bad for Crypto because they had the kryptonite leash on him. I'm like, no, Crypto, like.
Yeah, meaning Connor's gonna try to go save him.
For sure, I think Connor's gonna go save Crypto.
I think why I think his acting was bad because he had to act like a kid.
Yeah, because he doesn't know the world and stuff. I think he acted not so much childlike, but I felt like he acted too dumb. You know, like
I thought he looked good as Connor. Like he looks like he could fit as Connor Kent because I just like we said, he's dumb and played out too dumb, and I'm just also wondering like how the heck does he know like English and how to read already?
Right, yeah.
I was like, hey, how does that...
Like, they kind of touched upon that a little bit, and then they're like... the doctor asks him, like, so what's this and this? He goes, oh, I don't know. You know, like, he's having, like, bits and pieces of both Lex and Clark Kent. Yeah. I wish I kind of touched up on that more, on, like, why he's so perfected as an experiment. They'll probably get into that more. But, again, like we said, the ending did wrap up that episode pretty well.
And it got good. And then you kind of saw a change in Jason. Yeah. He's like, oh, I don't know how to thank you. Like, dude, it's Jason Todd. Jason Todd would have been like, I didn't need no help. Why the fuck you help me? I got this. I had it. It's okay.
I mean, let's just kind of like backtrack a little bit here too. I mean, with the Aqualad, you know, because Aqualad was only in for one episode too, and
Aqualad's pathetic in my opinion.
I felt like he looked too much like Aquaman. That's the thing.
That's what I thought. Look, like, you know, all those jokes that we used to make about Aquaman back in the day before he became the hottest thing. That's Aqualad.
Yeah.
In this episode, like, he was kind of useless. Like, he couldn't do anything unless there was water nearby.
Yeah, they didn't really show his feats, like his super strength. They showed his durability, but I mean, he gets killed by Deathstroke
easily. But yeah, it just seems like he just seemed like a waterbender, and like he needed, like he was the one who stood behind everything. Yeah. So all right, you guys can go. Let the guy who have no.
Like that Family Guy episode. He's
yeah.
Like, yeah, take that. He throws the starfish.
Yeah, that's to me just that's how I looked at him, and you know, maybe that's why he's with the Titans, because he doesn't know how to be a cool Atlantean like Aquaman and them. But.
Imagine that though, like that Aqualad with Jason Momoa's Aquaman. That'd be like a crazy matchup right there.
Yeah, well, at least Jason Momoa's Aquaman was like, he was tough and he fought without needing to.
Right, he had like that
powers.
edginess to him. Yeah.
Yeah, this one like he just seems like, all right, oh hey, break that. All right, waterbend.
Right, yeah. He just breaks the fire hydrant.
To me, that's just kind of useless. And after watching that episode too, though, like. I looked at it and I realized how funny everything looks live action.
Did you like the dynamic between him and Wonder Girl?
No, that was stupid.
I felt like Donna Troy and Dick Grayson would have been better.
Yeah, I mean, I understood. I mean, they were kids, childhood kids. You know, sometimes you don't fall out of love with your childhood crush. He's been after for a bit, and that does something to your mind, and you want them because
right.
I get it. I don't know what. Like, she let that be the reason why she wanted to run away.
That was stupid. It was.
Yeah.
When I think about it now, it's just like that is a stupid reason.
Yeah, it's like, say I want to go back to the mascara, which it's just an island. It's like, dude, you're a millennial now. It's like, you want technology, you want people, you want to party.
Yeah, why do you want to go back to the mascara when you have your friends here and you can live a normal life?
Yeah, she's a millennial, so, or Gen X or whatever they're called. We're called. But yeah, it's just weird. Like, all right, I want to go because I don't want to be with this person, you know. Right. I want to get away from this. But it's like, why? I mean I guess, and girls need to say this, you know, whenever the right guy is there, they still don't want them, but it's like, it's really just like any other girl.
There's just so much drama to it.
Yeah, it's like, it's just like any other girl who doesn't like a guy, but the guy likes you, and you're just trying to run away from it.
That whole hard to get thing, right?
Yeah. And it wasn't that she didn't like him, it's just like, I don't know, she just didn't think it was the right thing to do. They're just stupid.
And one more thing too, I did like the confrontation scene between Grayson and Jason Todd when they're in the Titans Tower, and then Jason's like, "You better move, Dick," and he like gets ready to throw hands with Grayson. He swings and Grayson just slams him on the floor. I thought that scene was like fucking awesome.
It's like, that's why you're not ready.
Yeah, it just shows like the dominance of Dick Grayson compared to a younger Jason Todd. Like why Dick Grayson is the top of the top.
Yeah, Jason's one of those guys who goes to one training and think he knows it already. and just because he had one training session, he's like the best in the world. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm gonna go and to this school here and go to 1 week's worth of training. All right, man, I know, and then go pick a fight at a bar or something. You know, like he's that kind of guy. He has 1 week of training. And he thinks he could kick anyone's ass in the bar. You know?
But what did you think? What did you think of Raven's powers in this one? Like this time around, she's more like not corrupted, but her powers are more darker this time around. Because like she attacks Rose too, when Rose tries to escape, and she practically breaks Rose.
Yeah, she has more power. I think, I don't know. I just feel that it's dumb that no one's really doing anything about it. Like they're just keeping it a secret. Like everyone knows who she is now. I just wish that they would have actually just
like do more with her skill set.
Yeah, I wish they would, because like I think the whole idea of the Titans is Dick has to be there to train them and let.
Yeah, he's not even there to train them.
Yeah, train them, helping them use their powers, and no one's doing that. And her powers, obviously, like they're just hiding it, because obviously no one wants to talk to them about it. And obviously, it's like you're with a bunch of adults. It's like of who's experienced and all this stuff. It's like, why do you want to hide it? To me, anytime like a show or a movie has anything to do with hiding something, never it goes well.
Yeah, it's gonna bite them back in the ass later on.
So it's just like, dude, you went through this the last time,
exactly.
Season.
Yep.
Just go ahead and be like, hey, yo, Dick, we need maybe Starfire could help me out with this stuff. She has powers and you don't. You know, it's not like you could train me on this. You're not Professor X, who knows how to help every mutant with their abilities. Right. You know, it's like at least. I mean, it seems like maybe that's why Starfire is back.
Yeah, and I like Starfire this time around too. They made her character more likable for sure.
She's not a ratchet hooker.
Well, that too, but like she's more intelligent this time around. The last time
she has her memories. So.
Yeah, this time around she's more herself, and the last season she was just more like instinctive. She just did everything out of instinct, and she just kind of reacted to everything. And this time around she's more thorough with her thoughts. She knows what she wants to do, and then there's her backstory too and all that stuff. But I don't think that any of that's important yet. But you know, going on with Titans too, with Dick Grayson and Batman. With this new Batman film, I believe we talked about this too. Robert Pattinson being Batman. They recently casted Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle. I posted this on the Pop-Up page. I personally don't think she's a great actress. It's not. I want to make this clear. It's not that I don't like Zoe Kravitz because of her skin tone. I just don't think she's a great actress. I think she looks the part for sure. She has that that demeanor of Selena Kyle, but I don't think she could pull it off. Again, she's beautiful, but she's not a great actress. I mean, her stepdad is fucking Jason Momoa. Her real dad is Lenny Kravitz. You kind of got like both feet in the water already. Like
maybe that would help her out with her acting.
Hopefully, but Jason Momoa's not even that great of an actor either. I mean, he's just a big dude. And he's a decent actor, but he's not great.
Yeah, I only remember her in First Class as the fairy chick.
Yeah.
But I barely remember how she acted in that. But who knows? I mean, that was 10 years ago. Was it 10 years ago?
Roughly, yeah.
Almost 10 years ago.
Probably, maybe a little bit more, but yeah.
Maybe more, maybe less. But who knows? I think maybe she would pull it off. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is just my first thoughts of it. I mean, I could be wrong, and this could be like another Joaquin Phoenix Ledger thing. She might surprise us, but. No, man, she's just a pretty face, man. I don't think she's gonna.
Do you think they'll do the old Catwoman outfit for her? Because it looks like
the Michelle Pfeiffer one?
No, the Long Halloween one.
That's the latex suit, right? Or is that the one with the mask?
It has a mask on there. It's I think if I think back, it looks like Batwoman a little bit. If I could find a picture. Did you read Long Halloween?
Yes, I read that. I read The Haunted Night, Long Halloween, and then I bought the When in Rome sequel, but I haven't read that one yet. With Matt Reeves doing the Long Halloween as his main...
it is the... looks like... It does look like the Michelle Pfeiffer one.
Oh, okay. The Michelle Pfeiffer... that Catwoman suit, Michelle Pfeiffer's the one who pulled that off. I don't think anyone else can pull that off.
It's 2019. Things look a little bit different now. When people look at certain outfits, it's not gonna work for this generation.
Yeah.
So I think if they were to for what's her name, the new one,
Anne Hathaway.
No, talking about the one we're talking
Zoe
about.
Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, I think with her, like, I think the newer look might work for her, like the one from Gotham. How she's just
The goggles, like the
and,
steampunk look.
Yeah, that'll probably work out best for her.
Yeah, I think that's more of the new look right now too. Again, with Selena Kyle, she still has the original Catwoman suit, but it's more like just now it's instead of the whole suit, she's got her suit and then the mask.
Yeah, look like a hoodie.
Yeah.
Was it a hoodie? Yeah, she has a hoodie on, right?
Yeah. So it could be like that, which I don't mind if it's like that. I mean, I honestly like this new Catwoman suit. The whole latex suit, I'm not too like on board with that anyway.
I don't know too much to say about it because I'm not familiar with her work as much. So I mean, I've seen comparisons to, you know, Ben Affleck, Robert Pattinson's with Batman or Bruce Wayne, and then a comparison of her. Yeah. So okay, you know, maybe it'll work. I mean, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with her acting. Maybe it's better nowadays because, you know, it's been a while since I last seen her in First Class. So maybe this is the role that she needs because every actor has a strength and a weakness.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I mean, hopefully she proves me wrong, man. Because most people got proven wrong with Joaquin Phoenix as Joker. And this is the main topic for the episode for tonight. Joaquin Phoenix. The thing is, I don't get how people cannot think Joaquin Phoenix won't make this role good. People have not seen his movies. That dude's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just. I think it's more on the style of movie that they're doing with this one. Like it's. I guess it could actually fall under the Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan type of Batman.
Yeah.
Realistically, more realistic, more realism. But I don't know. I thought Joaquin Phoenix did a great job with the Joker, and like I said, maybe it's just the kind of roles that he's played.
And he's completely made this character his own. And it's like you see bits and pieces of Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Mark Hamill even. Like you see bits and pieces of those characters in Joaquin Phoenix's performance. But Joaquin made this Joker completely his own, which makes it that much better because you could tell the dude put the effort into this role. Like he put his mindset as someone. Well, the difference is between Joaquin's Joker and the other Jokers is that Joaquin has an origin for his Joker. Yeah, so he can build off of that.
Also Nixon has an origin too.
That too, yeah. But like most of the other Jokers, they just kind of they just jump in the deep end right away. But I think with Joaquin Phoenix, he had more time to kind of mold his character since he knew the beginnings, and then up until the end.
Yeah, a part of me don't feel that this is legit an origin. I think because the answers, I think it might all be in his mind still.
Yes, and we'll get into that shortly. But overall, I mean, I usually rate my films on a 5-star scale, but you can say whatever you want. How would you rate this film?
I rate it. I don't like rating numbers because if I rate a certain number, people are like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to rate things. I was like, it's good.
Why do I gotta defend myself?
Like, why I think it's good. I mean, good, great, whatever. It's fantastic. I mean, what's wrong with just giving it a word? Like, why do I have to give it a number? It's like, all right, it's great. What's great? I don't know. 9, 10, 8, I don't know. It's great. It's good,
I gave this film a 4.5 out of 5. The reason I give this film that rating is because the only thing that I wish that I mean, this is not a perfect film either. I'd say I gotta think really hard. Like the only problem I had with this film was the fact that I wish they touched up more on Thomas Wayne a little bit more. They kind of show you who he is, but they don't really like go deep into who Thomas Wayne was as a person. They just touch up on his politician side. Yeah,
this Thomas Wayne kind of doesn't feel like the Thomas Wayne that we're always told about. The great Thomas Wayne.
But no, I like this. I like this outlook on it too, because now you see like these rich people were fucking snobs. Like they weren't all that either. But no, I just kind of wish they touched up more on Joaquin's cast more, like his whole adoption thing and his mom's side. I mean, they give you a good amount of details. For me, I'm just so detailed in my storytelling. I kind of wish that they kind of touched them more on that.
Obviously, they want to still keep the Joker mysterious. Now, as we're talking about the whole adoption stuff and such, I don't. How look at there's a few ways you can look at that. It's like, is he really adopted? Is it a cover up, or is he even the actual adopted son of Penny?
Right, he could have been someone else.
Because like I was telling you earlier, I think I told you, it's like what person in the Ryan, because she got sent to Arkham mental institution. It's not Arkham Asylum in this movie, but she got sent to Arkham for child abuse, with some mental disorder and all that stuff. Who in the right mind would continue to give custody? Yeah, we'll continue to give her custody of him.
Right.
After all that. So, with that being said, it's like, okay, well, maybe she got better, she got out, but they're still not gonna give her,
right? They got all the paperwork and all that stuff.
So, if anything, there's stories of women just kind of taking kids because they think that it's their kid.
She still adopted him, and then I think it's when I'm wrong, because if that was the case, she would have never kept Arthur the whole time. She had Arthur this whole time, even though she was sick.
Yeah, so it's like, where does the kid go from there?
Right. Okay.
It's like, and obviously the boyfriend is
not there.
So like, who took care of the kid? Meaning, for my theory is, that's not even her. That's not even the adopted kid. She probably took some random, like, mentally just took some kid off to the street.
Convinced herself that was the adopted kid.
Yeah. So, and obviously, you're a kid. You don't at a young, maybe a toddler age, where you don't really know that stuff.
Right.
It's like, obviously he doesn't remember the abuse, but then if he has the abuse, that would explain why he's mental too.
Yeah.
Because got hit in the head a few times, but at the same time, she could have still abused this new kid, and without him realizing it. But that's my theory behind that one, or either maybe she's not crazy and Thomas Wayne did cover everything up.
Yeah, now that you bring that up, that is true. I mean, like the reason why they don't go into too much detail, because again, Joker has no real origin. Everything is just either off the top of his head or they're either Elseworld.
Yeah, because if you look at the beginning of the movie, like when he's talking to his therapist, it's like they flash a clip of him banging his head against the window. Yeah. And then to the end of the movie, he's talking to a therapist. Another therapist. So for all we know, it's like, is that before or after? That's the thing. Right. You don't know if it's before or after. It seems like to us, while we're watching the beginning of the film, it seems like it's, it happened before this interview. But we're looking at a society. It was the 1970s. Things were different back then. I don't think if we were living in the 70s, someone like Arthur would never get hired to have any kind of job because of his mental illness. Right. So, I don't know. I think maybe the movie was on his head, like how Domino was on his head. I don't know. Oh yeah, Zazie Beetz house. Yeah.
That part was twisted as fuck though, because I wasn't expecting that. That caught me off guard. But man, she looked good in that movie though. I was surprised that she looked that beautiful.
Wait, what part were you expecting?
How beautiful Zazie Beetz looked.
Oh yeah, okay.
She looked great in that movie.
I thought you didn't expect her to like.
Oh, that too. That's what I was talking about. Like I wasn't expecting that to be played out as like him thinking of that, like imagining the whole scenario.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he did follow her, and as you see, she didn't knock on his door.
Right, but and the thing is, she didn't even recognize him until the part where he breaks into her apartment. Yeah,
like I said, it's weird the way, because I guess in his imagination is, alright, she's a freak. She likes being stalked, because that's how it looked like to her.
Right, like she looked like she was into that stuff.
Were you following me? And she looked like I guess he was trying to role play in his head. And the thing is, I guess when he went to the comedy show, you notice like she just sat there. Yeah. So it's like, all right, well,
and not to cut you off, but like, and he thought that he did well at the comedy show too. In his head,
it's all in his head. And also that's the medication. There's that point where he even said it. Like I think once he stopped taking the medication, he can think more. Which they probably took that off from the White Knight.
Yes, probably.
Yeah, because this movie, like they took bits and pieces from different stories of the Joker, which I think it's all maybe that's also a homage to the fact that all these they're putting all these theories into this one movie to kind of either make us happy with the fact that all right they played it. They played with each other. Like Killing Joke was a main inspiration for this movie. Obviously, the Dark Knight
Rises.
Right? No, not Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, Dark Knight Returns.
The comic, not the movie.
Yeah.
All that's for inspiration. And I think the medication was a little inspiration too for the medication. Once he stopped taking the medication, he's able to think clearly. Because if you look, he was kind of like he started to think straight.
Yeah, he started thinking for himself more once he stopped taking the medication, and and that's too. Like I like that they made his laughter a medical condition, right? And we discussed this on our other episode, and we joked about it how Batman doesn't know, but I mean,
before when he started laughing, it's because he was nervous.
Yeah,
that's when it triggered. But after the end of the movie, whenever some fucked up shit happened, he starts to laugh. So
yeah, and the thing is, he didn't laugh. That's the thing. He was comfortable with it, and that brings me to this point too. Like when he does his first killing on the train, and I mean you see throughout this film he gets beat up, abused, made fun of, picked on, all that shit. He kills the 3 Wall Street dudes on the train. They're whooping his ass. They're being dicks to him. He shoots the first guy, shoots the second guy, and then chases down the third guy and shoots him. And then he does which I think is an iconic scene, the bathroom scene, the dance. Yeah. And I don't know, like, I don't want to sound weird when I say this, but like there was some sort of subtle beauty to it, like how he kind of just like accepted it.
I think that moment was the moment where he realized, all right, well, shit happened, so I'm just gonna let shit happen.
Yeah, and
which is why he imagined himself going and banging Domino.
Yeah, and that was like the first step of him kind of just accepting who he was. Like, okay, like that was more like his first fuck it moment. He was just like that. The thing is that the killings didn't bother him. That's the scary part, is that it didn't bother him. He danced it off, and that kind of mental state of the Joker kind of shows like he truly doesn't really care about what happens. Yeah. And
just 3 Wall Street guys messing with any random him.
Yeah, and in his defense, his sense of justice is that he was defending himself. I took out 3 dudes that were horrible. Why am I the villain? It's kind of like that. I mean, it all leads up to the ending anyway. But before we get to the ending, though, I do want to discuss some other points of the film, because like this overall film was just fucking great, and especially like with the whole interaction with him and Bruce when they first meet. And I mean, obviously in the trailers you can tell that was Bruce, but I love the fact that they tease you with the thought of that. What if he was Bruce's half brother? And I personally think that if that was the case, that would have been such a good twist anyway. Mm-hmm. I would have loved to have that be written in a film, not so much in a comic, but in a film. I think that would have been fucking awesome. Like, holy shit, they wrote that shit down. Him and Bruce and Joker are brothers. I think that would have been such a big twist to the actual franchise. I mean, what did you think of that scene? I mean, how he just interacts with Bruce just randomly like that.
I knew it was Bruce. So I kind of like, yes, Bruce Wayne. I don't know. I guess I reacted more towards Alfred. I mean, I assume that's Alfred. Yeah. But to me, I think that's just they're just playing out. This is their first interaction, and this is how it starts between Bruce and the Joker. Which Bruce is 10 years old. He probably will not remember that moment ever. But Joker is gonna remember that moment if
they bring that up.
If they bring it up, he's like, remember, this goes back to when you were you were a child. You know, we're meant to be. You know, this whole Thomas Wayne being my dad. We're meant to be. You know, always clashing with one another.
Right. You had everything that I had. That I wish I had.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, I just thought it was, you know, a nice moment, geeky moment for me. The only, well, I mean, they brought Bruce back later on, but you know, to start off the rivalry or
the first interaction.
The first interaction, that would, you know, nothing happened besides him grabbing Bruce, and this is the first time. Then the first thing that happened between them is he started it first.
Yes, that's a great point.
He started it first. So I was like, all right, you know, obviously Bruce is not gonna remember, but all this is gonna play in a factor. All this is gonna come right back at Joker, and he's gonna love it.
Yeah, and you brought up a very good point. I think that's a great point that it's Joker who's initiated this whole movement between the Bat and the Joker, and I'm fucking mind blown. That was a good thought.
I mean, I think I mentioned it maybe to you, to a bunch of people. This movie, like, normally Batman is he created all his villains. This one, the Joker created Batman. Yeah. So, and obviously you can see why later. But yeah, Joker created Batman. He's the cause of who created Batman. Also end up resulting in the future villains of Gotham. So, yeah, everything. Yeah, all of it was the Joker, and he didn't even think about, like, obviously Arthur isn't the mastermind that we know the Joker to be, but maybe he is now that he stopped taking the pills. Maybe he's like that. Remember that Pete Davidson. Yeah, I just showed you. Like, he was making fun of Kanye West about not taking the pills. Take it, or maybe he should take it. But maybe in Joker's cases, stop taking it. Then you'd be smart, you know. Right. So I was like, that reminded me of that moment. But yeah, so I mean, maybe the pills is what suppresses.
It was holding him back the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on, like, just this mental state of the Joker too, I wanted to bring this up. A lot of fans of this film, or at least these new viewers, the new audiences, they love it because this film brings out the awareness of mental health. Yeah. And how important that is in today's society, especially. And at the same time, people were triggered because of the whole shooting and whatnot. My thoughts on this was, like, I thought it was stupid that people got mad about this film. It was nothing to get upset about. You got films like John Wick and, like, all these other shooting films of people killing people and no one gets mad. But when it comes to the Joker, people gets upset.
It's a name value because Joker is connected to comics, and comics were originally meant for kids. Every kid knows who the Joker is, so they want to drag their parents to take them to see the Joker film. So I think that's the one thing that I can see. But at the same time, there's a lot of other things outside of
Joker is not anyone's inspiration to be a superhero, for sure. Even fucking Deadpool. Deadpool's a great character, but he should not be anyone's, like, goal to be a hero.
Yeah, he isn't a hero. And if you want to think about, like, anything that deals with mental illness and murder, the Halloween movies. I mean, Michael Myers is a mentally ill person,
and people glorify that.
And he has a higher death count than Joker in this film. Joker only killed 5-6 people. Yeah. And they're not even very violent either. Like, when he shot those 3 guys in the train, it's just he shot guys in the train. It's not like John Wick's stuff where he got really detailed.
John Wick's killing people with fucking pencils and books and shit.
Yeah. And when he killed his mom, it's like he just suffocated her. It wasn't like all right, I'm gonna suffocate you, saw your body.
Right. And I mean, and to those who are listening to this podcast episode, we're not glorifying the Joker's killings or we're not justifying it. We're just saying that it was blown out of proportion because Joker was an easy target for people to get triggered on. There are other films that show death and mental illness in a way worse fashions than this film did. The Joker film, it does show that what society can do to someone. As an audience, we should be more aware now. We should be paying attention to those who have mental illnesses and keeping them on check in a way where they feel safe and not threatened, like how Joker was in this film. Because at the end of the film, Joker knew he felt everyone was out to get him, you know, and which is why he shoots Robert De Niro at the end. And his speech itself, it shows the audience what he was thinking. You know, if I was on the floor dead, you guys would walk right over me. You know, Thomas Wayne and those people, they don't care about us. They don't know what it's like to be the other guy. He's speaking about how us minorities and lower class people are thinking, and how the rich and the people who are, you know, the ones who can prosper better than us, how they can choose to help us, but they don't. I mean, and we're not asking them to help us, but, you know, in a sense, it's, you can't say, like, you know, the reason why poor people or minorities are the way they are is because they're like this. That's what the Joker was saying. Like, it's, society itself has stereotyped and pointed out everyone as certain things when they're not. And the Joker, his character has brought up these key points in our society today. That's why, I mean, mental health isn't a big deal, but I don't think his mental health was a big deal in the film. It wasn't about his mental health. It was about him becoming the Joker.
And with Batman in general, everything in that world of Gotham is all mental illnesses.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, exactly. Gotham itself is a place of mentally ill people.
Which is why they don't go to Blackgate. They go to Arkham.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, look at a guy dressed up in... I mean, Batman himself has a mental illness. But, you look at Scarecrow. His thing is he likes fear, and he's crazy. I mean, to the point where he wants people to always feel fear, and that's kind of like a obsession.
Yeah.
Mental obsession. I don't know, what does that say? Poison, what kind of... She likes plants.
Poison Ivy's illness is protecting the green.
Plants. It's all plants. Like,
and she's an environmentalist, but like the Riddler's a good one, you know, where he's testing your mind and mental ability, where can you solve this before I do this? And a lot of these characters, even like Batman himself is the character that has the biggest mental illness, dude. Like you were saying, he's a dude in a bat suit running around beating up people.
He never grew up like Chris Brown. Chris Brown says with Batman, he's just a 10-year-old man a grown man who never grew up from being 10. And as a child, like I said, that impacted his life.
Sorry about that. My dogs were going crazy. Again, you were talking about how Chris Brown was bringing up Batman.
Yeah, he's a kid. Like I said, he's a dude who never grew up from that moment, and mentally, a lot of people who's gone through trauma as a child, they don't ever grow up from that. They don't ever move on from that, and it stays in their minds for like the rest of their lives. So some movies, you know, like I said, the whole Gotham Batman thing is all mental illness, and it plays with your mind, which may be why I draw so much towards Batman, because I like the psychology of stuff.
Yes, I do too. And I think that's what makes Batman so much more real, is because he faces what people face daily, as Bruce Wayne and as the Batman. But again, with the Joker, I'm just gonna start wrapping this up here, because we've said what we wanted to say about the Joker film, and I did want to touch upon the whole mental illness aspect of it too. But overall, the Joker himself, he is not someone that is meant to be saved. The dude is a villain. He's not an anti-hero. And this film has showed that you can make DC films or comic book films dark. You know, you can make the villain the protagonist and show that this is why they became the villain. It's nothing bad to show to society, you know?
You know why people relate to the... why people like the Joker so much is because people relate to the Joker. Because as much as it's weird saying this, it's like everyone relates to the bad guy because a part of what he says is truth.
Yeah.
And it isn't. That's why they're like, oh man, he's right. Which, I mean, yeah, he is. But then that's why it's the job as a writer to counteract with the superhero or the good guy.
Yeah.
Depending on what genre of stuff. It's like, well, look, yeah, sure, people are like that, but this and this and that. And
you
that.
can still be better, you know.
Yeah, you can still be better. Which
and
I mean, people can't relate to that because people won't want to relate to a good guy because a lot of the times they don't see that they can't see themselves as that good guy,
right?
Because they don't want to be better. They want someone else to be better for them.
Exactly. That's a great point, dude. Honestly, you that's quotable. You brought up a great point.
Yeah, just popped out of my head.
Yeah, and no, because like the Joker represents what I don't know who I heard this from, but I'm paraphrasing. The Joker represents what we really want to be. I think either you said it or someone else we know said it.
Someone said, I didn't say that.
Yeah, but someone said it. I remember. I don't know who. I wish I can give them credit for saying this, but the Joker represents who we want to be. Really, maybe it could have been comic historian. But yeah, I mean that's why everyone again relates to the Joker because he's doing things that we wish we as people could do, but we know that it's morally wrong, you know. And I mean, yes, it entices us because he can break the rules, but at the same time, it's like you got to know the difference between fiction and reality, man. Like, this is at the end, this is just a film. It's nothing. It's not a movement. It's not. You know, it's not saying for us. It's not an undertone message, or you know, or some sort of.
People just got to stop taking movies so damn serious.
Yeah.
Because not everything. I mean, everything's art, but not everything is meant to be like, this is what you gotta do. Or,
yeah. Or subliminal message. I was trying to think.
So yeah, dude. If I want to make a movie about dinosaurs, I want to make a movie about dinosaurs. I'm not trying to explain. I'm not trying to explain something.
Right. There's no deep hidden meaning of life of dinosaurs. You know, like that's the same thing with Joker, man. This, at the end of the day, this is just a fucking film, and it just turned out that this film was great.
Yeah, it's a film that people like you and me, like you know, people who loves Batman, wanted. That we're not trying. There's no hidden meaning on anything. It's just all right. We want to give this movie. We want to bring this movie out and show it to our audience, the comic book readers, or the people who enjoy Batman. And yeah, maybe we'll change it up to try to draw people in to be like, all right, well, this is kind of like, you know, it's like a gangster movie or something like that. So it brings in that audience too. So
okay, and just one more thing. At the end, Joker is the cause of how Bruce Wayne's parents get killed in Crime Alley. I don't know if it's confirmed, but Joaquin Phoenix has said himself that he's down for a sequel. There's no sequel confirmed yet, but do you think there should be a sequel to this?
I mean, it's one of those where it's like yes and no. I mean, the movie was good in itself, and if they would do a sequel, it would probably ruin everything. But then, you know, like at the same time, I want more, but at the same time, I don't want it to be ruined.
That's how I feel.
And
I feel like this could connect to Matt Reeves' Batman. But I wouldn't want a sequel of the Joker.
You know what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what's gonna happen next, and if it's gonna be a sequel, then it's gonna have to be in the 90s.
Yeah.
Or where Bruce is now an adult and can fight, and it can't take place in the present time. It's like it's gonna have to be a Batman film, which takes away from what the Joker film is. Because I mean, I say it's gonna be a different tone. It's gonna be a different type of Batman because, I mean, it's like, are they gonna introduce superpowers? They're not gonna introduce superpowers. You know, it's a movie where you don't want to. It's like, you know, when Arrow was on TV. Arrow was supposed to be a no superpower at all type of show, and then
they brought in the metas.
And they brought in the metas, which changed the aspect of things. You don't want to do that to this film.
Yeah, you want to keep it as realistic as possible.
And you don't want to give people a chance to compare Christopher Nolan's with Tom Phillips' Batman.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they're gonna do a sequel, cool. Just don't call it Joker. Make it. I mean, the first. It's like. Make it like in its own universe. Like, I mean, I know everyone's sick of universes, but make it its own universe by saying, all right, first movie is Joker, second movie is, and something Batman related that besides saying the Batman, because Batman's now Matt Reeves and can't say Batman. Like at least Batman, but like a different way of saying it, you know.
Arkham Knight.
Yeah, that's Jason Todd. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like Gotham's Night. I don't know. You can't say Gotham.
Blackgate. Just sounds like
Arkham.
Sounds like a fucking porno title.
But basically make it a yeah, not
Make
exactly
it related to
not exactly a sequel, but more of a spin-off into like Unbreakable and Glass and
yes.
Split, maybe that kind of film, because they're sequels, but
Just
then
make it,
they're not sequels.
It's just a trilogy. It's a trilogy, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our thoughts on the Joker film and the things that we've been reading and watching overall this past month. I know that this whole episode we've been sounding nasally and sick, so forgive us again. Andrew, thank you again for coming through and doing this episode. I feel bad because like I know you wanted to watch the whole Silent Bob and remake and all that. I felt bad because I know you wanted the poster.
No, I just want to see the movie, but I'll see it. Like I said, I didn't know how long we were gonna do this for, and we planned this, and at the same time I also gotta go pick up my fiance at work, and I don't want to be like, hey, you gotta wait for me. You're gonna be 20 to 30 minutes late.
You told her that?
No. If I was to see the movie.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like an hour and a half, starts at 7, plus trailers if there are trailers, and I gotta drive all over there, and the movie's not gonna end until like 8:45 or 9:05.
Right, and then you gotta like rush all the way back.
Yeah, I don't want her doing that. So
yeah, but so this is episode 24 of Spoiler First Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna try my best to get better by Friday. Again, stay tuned because Van Brooks is someone that I'm friends with on Facebook, and I'm looking forward to this episode. I have so much things to talk to him about that are not comic book related, but we'll probably talk about something animated or anime themed as well, since he's a big anime nerd himself. Make sure you follow Van Brooks. Follow Public Podcast. Follow Andrew, or if you know who he is. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. And again, thank you to all those guys, to all the people who recognize my work. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and make sure you follow Baymo Productions. Thank you, LP, and those guys for letting me use your instrumental in my podcast episodes. And also make sure you check out Indochina Gardens in Boyne City, Michigan. That's up north. It's close to Gaylord, Traverse City, around there. One of the best Chinese restaurants in the state of Michigan. It's legit high quality food, great environment, great service, great people there. And yeah, just continue to watch your anime, continue to read your comic books and manga. Continue to follow us. If you have any questions or any ideas or criticisms or whatever, email us at poplicpodcast@gmail.com or message us on Facebook as well. And thank you guys. Again, this is my name is Ricky with Spoiler First Podcast. Thank you, Andrew, again.
Yep.
And have a good night.
If you enjoyed this episode, follow my Instagram at RickyVang92, RICKYVANG92, and follow Popluck Podcast on Facebook.com/PopluckPodcast.